I mean, you had your chance and then you blew it.
That is the most absurd statement of the year.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, baby.
I'm in my zone, I'm feeling it.
Live from West St. Paul Studios, it's time for MinneZona Sports Live with DJ Matty C and Paul the Shield Vogt.
And this is MinneZona Sports Live. We are back. Oh my gosh. Wow, that went weird.
And we're canceled.
Back. And we're canceled. That's it. That's all we get. That's all we get. Who would have thunk, right? But anyway, I'm your host, DJ Matty C, a.k.a. Matt Callan, a.k.a. Matty C, etc., and all the way, and that's who I am right there, and all the way from Granite City Studios in St. Cloud, Minnesota, Paul the Shield. Welcome. We are finally here. This is episode 200. Let's go, baby. What are we feeling?
It's crazy. I feel fantastic. I've been looking forward to this ever since we hit 100. Let's just see how much further we can go since we started season 4 into season 5. What can we possibly do to improve upon this and make it even that much better? The fact that we're still doing this 5 years into it. Ignorance is bliss, to say the least. We're still at it. You've got a whole new setup yet again, and it looks fantastic. To start off, of course, episode 200. Yes, we got the flag up there. We're not keeping
Minneapolis Miracle
longer. Yeah. Yep, there you go. We got infamous Jameis behind us with Jets as well. I mean, no better way to start a show here tonight.
I'm glad you said Jets and not JJ, because we got to get used to that now. So
I know that. Done. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well done, Shield. Yes, episode 200, and we have guests calling in already, and some people who haven't been on in a while. So there is a lot going on here, and we're going to get to as many people as we can. Do not worry, we're here for you. So with that being said, there's going to be more people that are going to be tuning in, and they're going to be doing some trivia because, Voldy, we are going to be giving away some stuff. So
we got giveaways galore tonight.
Giveaways galore, baby.
That's right, baby.
With that being said, and before we start, Zoners, we love and we thank you for tuning in tonight. 200 episodes. I'm in a new place. I don't know what the hell's going on half the time. But, hey, we're here, It's just, it's awesome. But you know what? We appreciate you guys tuning in. We don't want to get canceled, but thank you, Moser, for that. You can look in the comments. Lucas says, let's go. Episode 200, and I need to buy one of those hats Shield has on.
Yes, you do.
So we can work something out. Easy A says the stash is strong. Voldy.
Got to get ready. I got a concert coming up here in a couple weeks. Me and my brother DJ. We're going mustaches for Chris Cagle for the St. Cloud Fireman's Dance. So looking forward to that.
Right. That'll be awesome.
Stock Rapids Fireman's Dance. Either way, it's gonna be awesome.
We got her.
Give or take. Who cares?
Lucas says I do like Winston. I don't hate infamous Jameis, but he kind of started this all for us. That's kind of the main thing, is he started this all for us. And then Moser says Voldy, a.k.a. Chili Dip.
Chili Dip.
So we got that going for us.
Well, we'll have to talk about that more here. That stemmed from softball this week. So, yeah.
Did? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's start off with our first guest. This guest hasn't been on in a little bit, and we remind the Zoners, go to our page, grab the link, join us. We would love to hear from you guys. So just wait. And again, we'll have somebody on. We'll go as quick as we can. We'll kind of go through it, and we'll get you
We got more people coming.
Go. We got more people coming, so get ready.
We got them
All right. So
we
are starting with a guy that has been on the show before. I did have a beef with this person, but I think we have it squashed. I guess we can talk about that. But
talk about it.
Now that we have this guy on, and look at that. Oh, look who it is.
Mitch.
There's Mitch.
This guy.
This Bears fan is back on here. This is crazy. We've got a bunch of people calling
in the queue,
tuning in, the whole deal.
Oh my gosh!
But Mitch, welcome.
Yeah,
good to see you.
You know, it's been a long time coming. I think it's been it's been over a year. It's been over a year.
Has it been over a year? Oh damn, man! We should have. But Mitch, I was talking with Voldy before the show. We were thinking of doing the NFC North deal that we were talking about over Snapchat the other week, or last week, previous, whatever it was. So are you game for that? We get a Lions fan in here. We get a Packers fan in here. We try.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to tell them what's what, and the future of the North is y'all aren't ready to hear it. Because you're going to be like, blah, blah, blah. Bears are still trash, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay.
You just wait. That. You just wait, Mitch. We'll see how this all goes. But
yikes.
But Mitch, with that being said, we do have giveaways right now. So this is how it's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna ask you a question. And this is Minnesota sports, so take all that Chicago crap and throw it out the window for now.
Well, I am a Twins fan, so.
Okay. Right. You know what? That helps, Voldy. That helps. So
it does help. Yes. That does help.
So let's get it started off with this, because we have a bunch of guys that are tuning into the show, a bunch of Twins fans, a bunch of zoners, and everything like that. So if you get this answer right, Mitch, Voldy, what is he going to win?
You're going to win one of these right
here.
Winter hat right here, because we all know winter is coming. We got to get ready as fast as we can, because it'll be here, I don't know, 3 weeks from now, it feels like.
So I hope not, but it might.
Me neither, but we don't know. It'll rain for 3 weeks straight. It'll be 90 out for 5 days, and then we go back to 75 like nothing ever happened.
It's true.
Right.
Mitch, you're getting ripped already in the chat. Bears are a 500 team, LOL, says our guy Mikey Ryan. Moser says, especially when you have Tiki's talk painted nails as guy as your QB.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
As long as he throws for 5,000 yards and 45 touchdowns, I think it don't matter. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he will have more yards than Bustin Fields. I will say that. I'll give you that.
Way more.
Way more.
His highlights may not be as good, but when, you put wins together, that's all that matters to me. What you do off the field, I don't really care.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's you do what you got to do here. So, all right, Mitch, we got to get through this here. So, this is a good one.
Hit me with the question.
Yeah. See, this is a really good one. I think I think you'd get this one. All right, Mitch. In July of 2011, while playing for the Twins, what veteran slugger smacked a Target Field record 490-foot home run?
I'm going to say Joe Mauer. I tried.
So, Mitch, I'm going to save this for another zoner, but that is not Joe Mauer, unfortunately. Mitch, since we got a quick second, we're going to ask you one, and then we got to move on to our next person. But, okay, Caleb Williams. Yay or we'll see, or he's just going to be a bust. What do you think?
Yay.
Okay. Why is that? Do you just because he's just good? You think he's going to be great? What do you got?
I think what he did in college, if he had stayed at Oklahoma, I think I'd be a little more hesitant because then it's like similar to Justin Fields at Ohio State. It's like, well, you kind of had everything given to you in college. True. You didn't really have to work for it. And I'm not saying USC was great by any means, but what he was able to do there when he did have some targets with Jordan Addison, I believe, who's a Vikings receiver.
Yeah.
He was there 2 years ago, and then, the numbers he was still able to produce when there was hardly anybody there really speaks to, I think, his true talent. So, all the weapons he has in Chicago now, I think will help alleviate hurdles that he's going to have to work through. Having a veteran like Keenan Allen, having a stud wide receiver like DJ Moore, and having that young rapport with Rome Odunze, I think just in that alone is going to be great. And then a stud at running back with, I'm blanking on his name. He's from Philly.
DeAndre Swift.
Yes, Swift. Yep.
Some with Bears fan.
Right. Well, okay.
Don't even know the squad.
Nick's not even know on the next episode of Popcorn Bucket List, I think.
There you go.
Right.
All good.
But yeah, I think with all that talent and with the defense that Eberflus has been able to put together and kind of shaped at the end of the season, we'll see if it carries over. I'm hesitant on when people are like, that defense at the end of the season was great. I'm like, yeah, so did Jordan Love look great at the end of the season too. We'll see how that works out though. I have my reservations on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the last 8 weeks he looked phenomenal. Yeah, the last 8 weeks Chicago's defense was great. I'm like, okay, well, that's a whole different time period.
Oh my god,
that was a season ago. True. Different things happened, but
yeah, true. It's true.
So
all right, let's get to some zoners. They're really chiming in on you here. Caleb Williams better than Kirk Cousins.
Ouch.
He hasn't even
Kirk
played
Cousins
it down
was pretty
yet.
good though. Kirk Cousins was really good.
Yeah, well, Seymour says he's making a joke, so. I heard they put Cry Corner in the new stadium blueprints for when he loses. Moser's on fire. And I'm a Bears fan, unfortunately. Seymour says Lincoln Riley's QB track record looks great so far. And then Caleb Williams is going to suffer the same fate I had watching Will Levis run around for his life. Bears have no offensive line.
I wouldn't say that. I think our offensive line is in the upper level. It's not great, but it's no
Okay.
Look, we didn't bring in a 34 left tackle to protect Aaron Rodgers.
True.
So,
is Bakhtiari signed with anybody yet? Do we know?
Don't think so.
His knee's so messed up that dude's going to be walking around on one leg. Last thing, Nick Dahlhoff, #fake Bears fan.
Whatever. Get out of the
Don't even know the squad. Doesn't know the squad.
Sounds like a lot of cope to me for the old line. I don't know. I think I'll have to read that again. But anyway, Mitch, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We're going to have our NFC North preview at some point here. So we'll talk to you soon.
Peace out, y'all.
See ya.
Hey,
all right. Now, our next two. I've been waiting for this for a while, for a long time. This guy has nothing but ripped Kirk Cousins, has talked crap about my Vikings, but you know what? We're giving him a shot here on the show. So, here we go. Here he is. If he comes on, we'll see.
Now. Pause for
Well, yup.
Oh, baby.
There's Blake Hockert. What's going on, bud?
Oh, living the dream. I think we have Max on the line, too. Are you able to get him in?
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's not on. I can't see him, so I have to
let me shoot him a message.
Yeah, because you guys are going to be doing some trivia. We're throwing out some trivia your way, so.
Oh, great. I just told him I'm ready to go, so hopefully he hops on.
There we go. There he is.
Oh, boy. Can't have one without the other, I guess.
That's true.
Oh, wow. Look at this guy. This is crazy. Now, we filmed a segment. Was it 2 years ago, Max? And it still hasn't come to light yet. So when are we doing that? When are we going to post it, huh?
I think that's deep in the archives. It's never coming out.
That's true. That's true. Well, with that being said, guys, let's do some trivia. Blake, you want to start since you are the big wild guy here?
Hit me.
Hit ya? All right, here we go. So there's one that's actually somewhat relatively easy, and I think it's more for Mr. Max. So be ready for that. So let's start off with this one, okay? Actually, you know what? Let's start with Max. I want to do this one first. So Blake, no, you can't give him any hints. Nothing.
Help me out. Help me out.
Hashtag clueless sportsman. Are you ready, Max?
Yep. Hit me.
All right. So this is good. Who won the Stanley Cup twice during his 18-year NHL playing career and was hired in 2019 as the fourth general manager in Minnesota Wild history?
It would be Dean Evison.
No. Blake, you want to say it?
I'm going to go with Billy G.
That is correct. So, Blake, you just won yourself a winter hat. How's it feel?
Oh, that feels great. Appreciate it.
Don't you love it, huh? There we go. So, Blake, you and I have had, let's just say, a lot of back and forth with one another on one Kirko chains. What do you think of Kirko now in Atlanta? What are your thoughts?
I have no idea what Atlanta was thinking. I mean, you give Kirk all this money just to draft a quarterback? Like, the guy's going to be about 30 by the time he plays the rookie. True. So, no idea what they're thinking.
Well, the Vikings, they gave him the deal, Blake. They gave him the deal, and they decided, then he's like, no, I want to get paid more and everything. So, they got suckered in. They draft Penix, too. So, there you go. Max, what do you think? Tell us.
I'm with Blake. Kirko chains, no.
You guys just love hating on Kirko chains.
It's part of the meme for me right now. You know, I actually don't hate the guy.
I know you don't. I know you don't. All right, before we move on to our next people, Blake, what are your thoughts here coming up for our Minnesota Wild? You are technically our Minnesota Wild expert here. So what are your thoughts on the Wild coming up this year?
I think this is the last year of the hard rebuild. We get through this year, we're going to have money to extend Kaprizov. Hopefully he sticks around, and it's only up from here. This might be a challenging year. Don't be surprised if we don't make the playoffs, but we got greener pastures ahead.
Greener pastures. Voldy, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely am along that same sentiment, too. As soon as we get those bad contracts off the book, if we are productive this year, if we're competitive, we have these young guys in the mix, maybe have a couple of veteran guys to stick around, I think this could definitely be kind of a moving around year, if you will. Maybe not make the playoffs. It's kind of 50-50 right now with that. But as long as they're competitive, get these bad contracts off the book, more seasoning for these young guys, something big could happen this offseason. And I think we give Billy G just one more year with this hard rebuild, as we like to put it out there. I think some big things can happen, especially with him being a guy that's going to be heavily involved with Team USA coming up here in the near future with that Four Nations Cup too. That's going to be something to really build a lot of camaraderie with some of these big market players around the league to maybe maybe turn their attention and say, I think Minnesota might be a good destination to come somewhere, and maybe
catch you later.
See ya. Thanks.
Woo. All right, that was Max Grabow and Blake Hockert. We got more people tuning in. This one, you know very well, Voldy. This is our guy. This is our Minnesota Vikings expert. We got a quick talk with him. Mikey Ryan. Welcome back, Mikey. Let's go.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just tuning into the show. It's great so far.
200 episodes, Mikey. It's insane.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the thing is, you've probably been one of our most consistent guests coming on talking Vikings.
75 episodes, to say the least. Something ridiculous. He's like our third unofficial co-host. It certainly feels
I like to hear it.
Especially during football season.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It is very true. I want to get to some zoners here. Sorry, apologies for if not getting it as quick. But Seymour says 50-50 Cole Munson making an appearance. I did talk to Money Munson, and he will not be joining us. Give him the boost.
Take the under. That's an easy win right there.
That's easy win right there, gentlemen. Yep. Seymour also says Kirk is a top 2 QB in the NFC South. And then our guy Alex, that's the big Money Munson person right here. Minnesota Wild, they will be rebuilding for years, apparently.
Ouch,
so we'll kind of go from there. Lucas, our guy Lucas says, I like it. Moser says, Hawks are closer than the Wilds, LOL.
Ouch. That hurts. Yeah,
so, yes,
a little stretch, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, Alex, I hope you go after your guy, Money Munson, because he betrayed us. He betrayed us, especially that Ricky Rubio apologist that he is. So, anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. But, Mikey, before we get into, like, the whole ordeal with Addison, because I know we got to get – because there's a bunch of people that are calling in here.
Yeah.
But, Mikey, what would you say has kind of been your favorite episode of MinneZona Sports Live? We've gone 200. It's hard to tell, but what stands out in your mind? What do you got?
Gosh, it is hard to tell. Right? I don't think I know the number specifically off the top of my head. But it's gotta be one of the recap year episodes. You do them every year. It's great. Like I think. It wasn't the most recent one, but I think the year past, I think 2022, I think that was one of my favorites. But it's hard to pick, and it's hard to narrow it down too, because you guys have not only been 200 episodes here, but however many episodes you had for the original one down in Marshall, Minnesota. So they're all great. Like, and especially the send off in Marshall, that was an excellent episode too.
So much fun.
That was one of our favorite episodes. I'm not gonna lie, that was awesome. We had Brandon Molesky on 10B, who I interned with at KFan. We had Troy Stoudemire on this show and whatnot. There's been so many great guests. Will Rattel, Alex Zappa, the whole kit and caboodle. Jack Vickers and Tyler Hermann too. So there's been a lot of guests that have hopped on, but you have definitely been. You're like the unofficial third co-host of this show.
Hey,
remember we were called. Remember when we were called Donuts by our guy?
Yes,
Terry?
I do remember that. Oh my gosh, what a
great times! Power.
He still hasn't responded. He still hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Of course not. What is he going to respond about? That was one of the dumbest takes.
200 episodes. We're still going. So
still here. Still donuts.
Seymour says Ricky Rubio walks so Anthony Edwards could have run.
Again, not wrong.
Not
money
wrong.
with money takes.
That's too good. So, but yeah, that one's still. But I like our bold prediction segments, guys. I really do.
Good.
And we've had some good ones. Mikey, you said, let's see, Vikings top three defense. At some point, but hey,
that was a little bit bold.
It is a little bit bold, but it's not. It wasn't awful because it was the Flores year, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the Flores year. That's correct. Yeah. And they're top half of the league.
I'd probably say 15, 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
and it fell apart because we got injured, guys were out, and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But,
and then they were playing defense for 4/5 of the time after the QBs got hurt, so it's like it was tough.
Yeah, that was tough. And then Voldy, I think one of our best bold predictions. I feel like, even though it didn't necessarily work out, but I feel like Voldy's Kirk Cousins MVP one. And you guys were thinking the same thing too.
It absolutely would have turned out too if Kirk didn't tear his Achilles. It would have been the perfect prediction.
Mm-hmm.
You like that? You
It's too bad. It's too bad because me and Kirk text and talk more than people know, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get him on this show. But we'll see. Yeah. But for another time, we'll see what happens. But so with that being said, Mikey, since we'll be talking about this more in Tater Tot Hot Take, but I just want your quick take here. Jordan Addison, DUI, arrested in Los Angeles, California. This is kind of strike two, and word is the Vikings are very upset with Jordan Addison. I'm very upset with Jordan Addison because I did get that Winter Warrior jersey, and guess who I got? Jordan Addison. So I might be turning that in for a Hawkinson or something. So this is just ridiculous. But anyway, Mikey, what are your thoughts here on Addison and this whole ordeal?
Just honestly, it's stupid, right? I know the NFL goes over this. What is it? Almost every year at this point, someone gets a DUI. Or someone, gets into a car accident or something like that. I mean, the classic example is Henry Ruggs, right? That dude ruined his career. He's sitting somewhere in a jail cell right now for what he's done. Mm-hmm. And it's just inexcusable, right? Especially when you're a professional athlete, take an Uber, call a limo, do something.
Taxi.
Taxi. Anything than other than getting behind the wheel. And then did you guys? I don't know if you guys saw, but he posted a picture drinking a mimosa 2 days after too. So it's like, dude,
bruh,
come on. Just look at the optics of this. It's like it's
bad
not hard.
timing.
It is really not hard to do this. It's just strike two. We'll see. I'm hoping he turns around a new leaf and actually comes back and doesn't do this ever again, because 2 times is already too many 2 times, right? But if he does it a third time, I'm just like, come on. At that point, you got to trade him, cut him, do whatever you need to get him out. No matter how good of a talent he is. I think he's great. He's going to be a great number 2 for us. Absolutely excellent. But he's got to turn around his act.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think Seymour puts us perfectly. Fool me once, strike 1. Fool me twice, strike 3, as Michael Scott once said on The Office. So there's that. But Mikey, I want to put this out there too, is KOC, Vikings administration have to have a come to Jesus moment with him. Bring in Justin Jefferson too. I say you bring him in that room and say, listen, you have immense talent. Okay, you can't be doing stupid stuff like this and expect, everything's fine. If he's taking Viking stuff off his Instagram and then all of a sudden, he's mad at the Vikings, no, it's you who should be mad at yourself for putting yourself 100%. In that position. So we'll talk about that more here later on. But I just want to get your thoughts on that. And Mikey, we are thinking of doing an NFC North preview at some point here this summer. So you, Voldy, we got Mitch, who's a Bears fan, unfortunately.
Expect the Bears to be in the bottom 2 of the league.
It's true.
Excuse me.
Not according to Mitch.
In the NFC North. Bottom 2.
Not according to Mitch.
Not according to Mitch.
He can have his own opinion.
It's true. It's true.
Love those delusional Bears fans.
I love it. And Lions fans. Hey, remember, Voldy, you and I, we had some interactions with some Lions fans after that NFC
Not so happy Lions fans.
They had one good season. Oh, my gosh. Come on. Have a little bit of humility.
Lucas says, yeah, he needs to own it. Totally agree. And then Mitch says, #bear down. So, hey, we'll talk more when the opportunity arises.
It's a very ironic statement as your war cry is, bear down.
Yeah, bear down.
Bear down.
Skol. So, Mikey, hey, thanks for tuning in here. I mean, it doesn't feel like MinneZona without you on here. I mean, seriously. I mean, we had to have you on for episode 200. We're going to have our, preview of the NFC North. We're going to, overwhelm all the other teams. So, it's just how it's going to go.
For sure. No, and I want to extend it out to you guys too. Thank you for doing what you do. I know it's a lot of the times it's you guys screaming out into the void sometimes, but I try to tune in as much as I can. I catch the video afterwards all the time too.
Appreciate it.
But seriously, appreciate what you guys do. This is the way I catch up on a lot of Minnesota sports. 95% of the time, unless something hits big. So you guys are doing good work. and we'd love to see it.
All right, Mikey,
Appreciate it,
thank you
Mikey.
so much. We appreciate
man.
that. And we'll talk to you later, all right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I love it. All right. Catch you later, man.
All right. See you guys.
All right, so we got Mikey through there. There's been some people, Voldy, real quick. We do have someone in here.
Okay.
So we're going to try. Yeah. There we go. So we got that going on. It is someone that we do know very well. So we will get them on as soon as possible. Trust me, we will get you on
We're
ASAP
trying to pump
Rocky.
through as many as we can here.
All right, so it's time. Our 2023 guest of the year,
Let's go.
Eric Moser. If he's muting himself. He's got to come on now. Let's go, buddy. We ready, man. We ready. This guy, I tell you.
Mose, daddy.
Mose, we had you ready, man. We're waiting on you. Turn the camera somewhere. Come on. Anyway, we'll wait for Moser. We'll put him in the green room for now. But you know, as we're waiting for Moser, people can come in, and hey, we got some giveaways coming our way. So we did give away the winter cap. That is going to Blake Hockert. Congratulations to Blake on the winter hats. Voldy, what is our next giveaway, please?
I think that we should go ahead and dive off the deep end here, or at least one of the deep ends that we have here for our giveaways, and throw out one of these real nice MinneZona Sports Live tumblers right here, baby. I know it's been hot out the last week. Plus, keep those drinks nice and thermally insulated with one of these bad boys, courtesy of Polar Camel. Laser etched right there. MinneZona Sports Live right there for you.
Look who it is. There's our 2023 guest of the
year. If we can figure out the audio.
He's got on mute himself, I think.
Can you hear me?
We're good. Yeah, there he is. Our 2023 guest of the year, Eric Moser. What's going on, Mose? Well,
there it is. Yeah. My God.
What's going on, boys?
He is all zoned out, too. Look at that. He's got the hat. He's got the shirt. He had the award right there. Moser, what's happening, man?
I was ready for this one, too, but you were wearing it, so I didn't.
Oh, yeah, true. Sorry about that. Moser, what's been happening as of late? I mean, you've been on the chats. You've been throwing haymakers out to some of our zoners, but we love it. So what's happening?
Not a whole lot, man. Just trying to grind through the summer. A lot of golf, a little bit of hockey, and trying to enjoy life on top of that.
Where's your Burger King crown? What happened to that?
That one's a relic. It stays in the back of the locker room now.
Fair enough. Okay,
I got you. If it stays there, it ain't going anywhere.
So. I love it. So, Moser, before we ask you some questions, we got to do this giveaway. Voldy, I don't know if you saw, but we are giving away that bad boy right there. One of our MinneZona tumblers. Keep your drinks cold. The whole kit and caboodle. So since you are obviously a hockey coach and former hockey player, we got to ask you a hockey question. So,
we have to,
we'll see. Yeah. So we'll see what you have for a Minnesota hockey, knowledge here for history. So, we'll ask you this one here. So, what goaltender played for the Wild from 2000 through 2007 under his uncle, head coach Jacques Lemaire?
I got 2 guesses. It could be.
I mean, if he's got 2 guesses, that is, I mean, goalies are weird, man. I don't know.
Should we give him a hint, Voldy?
I think we should.
Okay.
Help out a guy. Help out a loyal zoner.
Let's see.
Type one in the chat.
What's the best way to put this one?
What's his last name?
Okay. So his last name, I'll give you a letter. It starts with an F.
Oh, okay.
You got me.
Oh, I know this. One of my favorites. Yeah.
He was on Where Are They Now, too, if you've been watching previous episodes.
Former Bruin, played for the Bruins as well. Backed up Tim Thomas in a couple of years out there, too.
Oh, fuck. Back up.
Got a...
I have no idea. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Well, Manny Fernandez. Yes, Manny Fernandez. But hey,
one of my first jerseys I ever had was a Manny Fernandez home Wild sweater, and I'm pissed that I didn't have it still to this day. Classic. A gem.
A gem.
Yeah. You could offer me $1 million and 10 chances. There's no way I'm getting
That's
that.
fine. I thought it was Dwayne Rollison or Backstrom, honestly.
Yeah, that's another one, too.
I forgot that part. Yeah, so. Anywho.
So, unfortunately, you can always buy the winter hat, too. So, we got that for us as well for the winter.
Tumbler.
Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. The tumbler. What am I thinking?
Find it on your desk. We'll see.
So Moser, how are you feeling about your Chicago Bears? Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. They're looking pretty good. What do you think?
The quarterback thing, right? You build a football team around a quarterback, and I think he's arrogant. I think he's cocky. I think he's 10-ply soft. I don't know. And then them just finally reaching that agreement for the contract and all that crap. Like, dude, like, you got drafted in the NFL, take it for what it's worth. Like, you were given an opportunity. You haven't done crap yet. So why don't you just lock it down, go to work.
My guy.
And
my guy.
We'll see what happens. But I've been through the song and dance plenty of times, right? Justin Fields was our Lord and Savior. Praise God. And look where it got us, right? I mean, give me back Cuddy. Give me back Jay Cutler and him ripping heaters on the sidelines in between sets. Bring me back to the good old days.
He is like the Jokic of football. He's just like, I'm just here doing my job. I want nothing to do. I don't want to be here, but legally I'm obligated to do so. Oh, let me just go ahead and sling some tutties right here, and then rip a couple darts between series. But you be that athletically gifted and just look like you don't give two shits if you're here or not. Just amazing.
True.
If you want some good comedy, now I'm a big reality TV guy. Love it. I mean,
sure.
His ex-wife had a reality TV show, Very Cavallari, and when he is in those clips, it is free comedy. It is incredible. Just seeing his personality and how he shines through. He just doesn't give a damn about anything.
No, not at all. It doesn't surprise me. Jay Cutler.
Fantastic.
So what can we expect this upcoming season for our Granite City Lumberjacks here? What do you got for us? You got a little preview for us, or what up?
Going to be a little bit on the younger side this year, like purposefully. And I think it's an opportunity for us to give guys an opportunity to get better and shine at a different light. It's a lot of guys that are top players on their high school team that may not have players behind them to, get to the tourney and stuff like that. So them playing with us during their senior year gives them an opportunity to play against higher level, more flatline level that's up to their abilities. And by the time they're ready to play junior, they already have a year under their belt. So it helps us because we're doing our job by promoting them and advancing them, and it helps them because their lottery number goes a little bit higher because they have that junior experience. So me and DJ have been on the ice twice a week the last month doing our private skills stuff here in St. Cloud, and it's kind of nice. I talked to him about it. It's nice having those reps going into the season and not going practice one cold turkey, and you kind of have to learn how to coach again. So it's been nice being on the ice. We're with, seniors in high school through college players working on their skill and stuff. So there will be like a 2 or 3 week break from when we finish our skates and get into the season, but it'll be a nice little pause before we really get into the meat and potatoes and things. But no, I'm excited and ready to go and just kind of see what group we start with. It's always a puzzle, right? You pick these pieces and you have to make the picture out of it, right? But you just don't have the cheat sheet. You have to do what you have to do to put that puzzle together, and that's the really fun part, is figuring that out. It's very challenging at times, but you know, like 2 years ago when you really figure it out and nail it, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So,
well, we can't wait. Voldy, we got to figure out a date to do our second annual live show from there.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to talking with you guys, you, DJ, some others, and we got to get Jimbo on. We got to talk with Jimbo.
Oh, yeah, we have to.
And,
you know, Jimbo made a guest appearance at the rink today, too.
Hey, let's go.
Went off knee surgery. He's back up and rolling now.
Yeah, he didn't have the crutch with him, so that seemed like a good sign. Really testing it out.
Danger.
A little bit.
He's recovering. That's what we want to hear. So that's great news.
Making it out of the pits.
Yeah, that's right. So, hey, Moser, thanks for hopping on here with us. We appreciate. We'll get you some merch. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You know, the winter, the tumbler. I keep saying winter.
No guy.
The tumbler will get you. We'll get you something nice and whatnot. So, but we'll get you on before we have our next Zony Awards, because you are our 2023 Guest of the Year. So, got to defend the title, right?
Yeah, sorry about it, everybody else that's watching. But, speaking of tumblers, I'm going to throw a little plug in there. If there are any golfers that are in the central Minnesota area, we have our golf outing coming up, and getting some custom Granite City tumblers as the giveaway gift for playing in the event. So I'll hold a couple aside, give it to Voldy, and he can pass them along to you guys. That way, the Zoner boys get a little piece of that.
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. Thank you very much. We'll definitely check those out and whatnot. So, Moser, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. And, bear down, I guess. I'm more so excited for the Blackhawks. You know, that's. Oh, okay.
That's
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're a Chicago guy.
With their signings and stuff, they're starting to show a little bit more signs of life. So I'm excited for that and what's to come with that sport, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will see what happens. So we'll see what the Blackhawks do, and even the Wild for that case. So, but,
all right, boys. Well, I'll try and keep it PG-13 in these comments here for these next guests.
We appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
If anybody coming on the show gets a little shit from me, it's all love. So don't take
it's all fun. Yeah, it's all fun.
We kid because we care. We kid.
Yeah, exactly. That is true. All right, Moser, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you, fellas.
See ya. All right, so Moser hopping on.
Awesome.
We appreciate that.
Yes,
2023 guest of the year. So we do have some people that probably will take a minute or two. We will keep this open. This is still our 200th episode. We still have giveaways we're rolling. We still have giveaways to get to. So if you want to cop on, please feel free. Check out the link in our socials medias. If you need it, just look for it on our page and copy it. Do whatever you need to, and we can get you your giveaway. So episode 200 has started off with a hot start. Hot start.
Yes,
with
sir.
The trivia. We will stop in the middle of what we're talking about to, do another one. So please,
absolutely,
call right in. We're happy to talk with you, and we will get you a giveaway. We'll chat a little bit and go from there. Because, hey, this is episode 200. We do what we want for this show. So, Voldy, tonight we got some tater tot hot takes. We got some ARAs. Technically, this is our special segment. So, we'll kind of keep it rolling. But, again, we throw it out. Zoners, if you want to come in and chat with us, the link is on our socials medias, and we can get that to you.
Can we put it in the comments? Is that been put out there as well for those?
I
that
can.
May have not
If when we get to hot take, I'll try to throw it out there, and we'll see if that works. So, Voldy, it's time for some tater tot Hot take.
Fresh out of the oven, it's Tater Tot Hot Take.
All right, it's time for Tater Tot Hot Take, episode 200 edition, and it doesn't start off too well with this one. Voldy, we talked about it with Mikey here just a couple seconds ago, or a couple minutes ago, I should say. Seconds. I can't talk. Jordan Addison arrested for a DUI in California. Sleeping at the wheel, the whole kit and caboodle with that. Not good. So, with that being said, there's a lot to talk about with this, Voldy, and unfortunately, this is the situation that we are in with one Jordan Addison. So, we kind of threw it out there, and again, zoners, please feel free to. I know it's kind of a sour subject with everything, but please, if you guys want to hop on, chat with us, do some giveaways.
We want to hear from you.
We got you.
We got to hear from you.
Got to hear from you. All right, Voldy, what are your thoughts, full thoughts on the Jordan Addison situation?
Well, really talking about, we have yet to really address the whole Vikings offseason post-draft as well. I mean, we come into it, obviously, a few weeks ago, now up to this point here. It has not been a good last few weeks for the Vikings. Obviously, the unfortunate passing of Kyrie Jackson, drafted out of Oregon by the Vikings. He was looking to be, obviously, an impact piece. Even young early on, because we always know the Vikings' young defensive backs are always going to get their reps one way or another. Fortunately, losing his life beyond his own control in a car accident, and now you throw in the fact that Jordan Addison, I mean, last year it was the same thing. He got a speeding ticket doing 140 miles an hour from the offseason. Last year. And now we've got a DUI. And I really hope it doesn't progress beyond that point. But it's just, when is he going to, take a hint, basically? And we talked about it with Mikey. There's plenty of ways that you can get from point A to point B safely at this point, because he is still a very measurable piece in this Vikings offense, because we don't know when Hawkinson's going to be back. Is it going to be before the London trip? Is it going to be before that first bye week? There's a lot of things that still have yet to be answered with his knee. And even with the tight end core that we do have, we're still going to be looking to get the ball to our receivers too, with it being Darnold at the QB spot, because I think the passing game is going to be a little bit more of a saving grace. Obviously, with JJ, he's going to get the double team, so we need Addison as that number 2 to be the guy at that number 2 spot. He can't do that sitting from a jail cell or being released by the Vikings sometime in training camp if this continues. You really have to have a gut check moment, and I really like how it was put up too, with bringing him in, sitting him down. And my first thought is, all right, we got to do ourselves an intervention beatdown right now and just beat the stupid out of him. But with some of these younger guys, you can't do that with the tough love. You just got to sit down with him. You need to relate to him. You need to get on the same page, because especially bringing in Jets as well, because obviously he's that leader of that receiver core. And hearing from him, obviously still young enough to learn from the game, but, Addison being only now in his second year needs that mentorship and help in order to progress to the player that we see Justin Jefferson at right now. So, I mean, it's dumb to see how it happened, but you hope that this isn't like a cry for help of some sorts.
True.
Because we've seen stuff like this happen in the past, and it doesn't end up good at any point. You really hope that you thought last time it was an isolated incident, that stuff like this doesn't continue before the start of training camp.
So we've already kind of talked about it, and we said, I have the full details have been pulled. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, because he was asleep on the way. He was blocking off a roadway, if I'm not mistaken. So this is not a good look for Jordan Addison at all. No. And the thing is that we've given him many the Minnesota Vikings have given him so many opportunities to figure this out, and clearly this is not getting through to Jordan Addison. Now, with Jordan Addison being from California and everything like that, You'd think he'd be much more smarter about this situation. And I think, like we were just talking about, the veterans have to come in and they have to talk about, like, dude, you have so much freaking talent. It's not even funny. And you have to let us work with you. With him deleting everything off his social media, his Instagram of anything Vikings, why are you mad at the Vikings?
Yeah.
The Vikings are doing the right thing and saying, listen, man, like, we're not the enemy here. You did this to yourself, and we have to take action. And I think what they're going to do, and I hope either the NFL or the Minnesota Vikings in this sense, they're going to suspend him. How many games? No idea. But the fact of the matter is that he needs to know, hey, no more. Like this, you have put yourself into, you've put other people in danger by doing stupid stuff like this. Some people are saying that he had marijuana in the car or, things like that. It doesn't matter. It goes down as a DUI, a Dewey. So, with that being said, you mentioned it, Kyrie Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, what he obviously wasn't thinking of what just happened not too long ago. And what's even more sad about the whole Kyrie Jackson thing is the funeral of the him and I think some others passed away, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And there was a shooting at that. I think it was was it the funeral or was it what's the name of it? I can't think of it now. A visitation. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the visitation or the funeral. But I just think that Jordan Addison needs to grow up in this sense. And this is kind of one of those things where, hey, shape up or get shipped out. And that's kind of the thought behind it. People are saying trade him, swap him and brandonaiyuk, but I don't know if brandonaiyuk would be happy in Minnesota, to be completely honest. So
you never know.
You never know. So Moser in the comments says, I mean, there's a possibility the Vikings could help him with an NFL substance abuse program. Yeah, bonehead move, but maybe it's a real-life issue with the mimosa picture right after. Yes.
Yeah, that was not well-timed, I'll say that.
No, not at all. Yeah, the whole situation to me is just, it's brutal. He, hopefully he learns from this situation, but it seems like right now he's not in a good headspace to really make any sound decisions and posting crap on, on social media, which is not the way to handle things, in our opinion here. So we'll see how this progresses. I think he's going to get suspended. I'm going to say 3 games. Voldy, would you agree?
Yeah, I would say 3 games for sure. Obviously you gotta be smart is the thing, especially given the fact of the track record that he already has coming into this season. I mean, when it comes to contract renegotiation time, if he does turn the chapter, and go forward beyond this point, you could see the growth out of him. But if he continues down the same path when it comes to contract renegotiation, I don't know if the Vikings go out and pick up that option or not, or even look at extending him beyond the point of where he is now.
He had such a great season last season.
He did.
And Jefferson going down, Jets
exactly.
going down.
He filled in.
And he filled in nicely with Dobbs and even Mullins for some for some of it, I will say.
For a hot second.
And I will say this, though, kind of switching gears here, but if you want to check out the whole season with Justin Jefferson, check out Receiver on Netflix. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I feel like they focused more on the Lions and Niners, but again, that's because they went farther. And I mean that's totally fine.
Hey, I'll be the first one to admit I'm all for the action on the field, but I'm more concerned about what's happening off the field, especially if you get the Kittles in the mix too, because you want to talk about a power couple. That is a power couple that's winning any fight because they are just giants. They're gorgeous and living their best life. I'll say
living
that.
Their best life. We're gonna leave it like that. We're gonna leave it like that.
She played forward at Iowa, bro. She is a Division I Big Ten athlete.
Yeah.
That's corn right there.
Yeah, and Kittle's a good. I always knew Kittle was a good dude.
Hilarious.
And he's funny guy for one.
Oh my god.
Bang Bang Niner Gang. I haven't finished episode 8 yet, but I think I will once we are done here tonight. So, yeah, Jordan Addison, let's put up or shut up. The Vikings aren't, and according to my sources, and again, I'm not BSing you at all, they are not happy with him right now.
Yep.
Like, there is some pretty pissed off people at excuse me, across the street here, where I'm close by. I mean, they're not happy at all. So it's kind of cool, but I don't want to give away the position. But Lexington Heights Studios is very close to TCO. So
very close.
With that being said, and again, we throw this out to the zoners too. If you'd like to join us, people that haven't hopped on and would like to win a MinneZona tumbler, we can do that for you.
We had like 15 people at the start of the show. Where are they?
Where are they go? It's
what happened?
I told them. I said, listen, we're gonna have a bunch of people. You can come right back in. We will definitely give you the benefit of the doubt with our giveaways. So feel free to hop on in and we'll get you going with some merch. We got some cool merch for you. So episode 200, Voldy, it's time to do some ARA. And again, zoners, feel free. We can stop in the middle or we can even talk about the ARAs. So this week, there are some pretty good ARAs, Voldy, I will say. Especially the whole ordeal with Kawhileonard replaced on Team USA, which is interesting. Brandonaiyuk, we kind of briefly chatted about for a second. He requested trade from the Niners. And then Bradley, not Tiger, chosen as the Rydercup captain. So we'll talk about that. And then, Miami, Copa America, that whole ordeal, and with the World Cup. A lot to be said there. And Voldy, Shield shoutouts. Shield shoutouts. We got a great batch of Shield shoutouts, and we still have giveaways available. Please, the link is in the chat, so copy, paste.
Come back on. If you didn't win the first time, come back on. Try again.
Because why not? Because why the heck not?
Why not?
So,
why not?
It's time for some absurd or approved.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Absurd or Approved.
All right, Shield, it is time for Absurd or Approved, so why don't you rattle them off for us, please?
Well, we head to the world of basketball, where Team USA did make a necessary move in replacing the oft-injured Kawhileonard with a player that would be more impactful when healthy out on the floor, with Derek White from the NBA world champion Boston Celtics, a move that was very disappointing, according to LA Clippers president of basketball operations, Lawrence Frank, as he did make that well noted in his comments to Team USA in their decision to replace their star player with another star player from a championship franchise in the Boston Celtics and Derek White. Now, the move did take place, obviously, with camp taking place this past week in Las Vegas with Team USA in preparation of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. And, of course, exhibition games well underway for Team USA, now moving on to 3-0. But a decision that did not come without a little bit of controversy, if you want to put it that way, with Kawhi, battling back and forth through the injury bug from the regular season, last couple seasons, if you will, now into Team USA. He said he was committed and ready to make that jump with Team USA, a defensive star, but also an offensive player as well. That would have provided some sort of ability for the Team USA squad, but he does get replaced with Derek White, obviously playing an impactful role for the Celtics in winning a championship, but also along the lines of a defensive player with that scoring touch and clutchness if need be for Team USA. But is it absurd or approved by Team USA replacing Kawhi on the roster with Derek White? Is it absurd or approved?
Derek White has had a pretty good season this past season, I would say. Our zoners have been chiming in. Lucas says Kawhi just so sad. He was so good at his peak. That's true. I mean, he was a defense.
Come on the show, Lucas. Tell us yourself.
Yeah,
do it in person.
Do a giveaway.
Come on, win some merch.
The thing is I feel like with Kawhi Leonard, he's got some stuff left, but I don't know. It just injuries have gotten in the way. It just didn't work out with him, George, and Harden. It's tough. It was Team USA's call, and with the injuries that he had, especially the final 8 games of the regular season, with the inflammation and the right knee, they said he looked good, nonetheless. Right. But putting in Derek White, I think, is going to help too. But I mean, it's Kawhi Leonard. You got LeBron on the team. You got Tatum. You got Ant. You got Embiid. You got Davis, which they kicked Serbia's ass this
yes, sir.
today. So let's go. And Voldy, we're standing by what we said. It is gold medal or bust for Team USA.
Always.
So
always.
To answer your question, absurd or approved, Voldy, I will say this. I will say stamp of approval, because I feel like he wanted to play for Team USA. And why not? I mean, why did they take him off? He got injuries, things like that. It was their call, and they're not, and they have a right to be upset about it. But
right,
at the same time, like, I don't know. It's a tough call, but I'll be on Kawhi's side for this. I think he should have kept on. I'm sure he's not very happy with that thing. So, what do you got, Voldy?
I mean, you look at it, Team USA doesn't have time to wait when it comes to the injury of Kawhi Leonard to see if things are going to work out with the inflammation and obviously surgically repaired knee that has been looked at numerous times for the last few seasons and really inconsistently out of Kawhi since that 2019 championship that he had in his only season in Toronto. But you look at how the roster is made up. Obviously, you've got scorers, you've got guys inside, you've got perimeter shooters as well. But you need a guy that's going to go out there and muck it up on the floor, as we have seen out of Kawhi, defensively, a defensive player of the year. But you need somebody that's going to go along that same caliber. And Derek White is going to give you that. We saw this season with the Celtics and obviously in the finals throughout the playoffs as well for the Celtics, that he was a guy that wasn't afraid to go out there and, do a lot of the dirty work. And if you needed him to put up 15, 20 points, he certainly has that to his ability. Now, a lot of people kind of shocked by the selection of, Derek White. He was on the radar of Team USA from the very beginning up until this point. It was just finding that right mix of guys. You would have thought that Kawhi would have been 100%, healthy, obviously, going into, obviously training camp and then, with the exhibition games coming up. But, Kawhi has just been oft injured so much to the point where you wonder if he's got any good basketball left in him now with the Clippers and everything. I have no problems with the move. Guys hurt, can't play right away. Well, we need to make a decision to move forward in order to build that cohesiveness of this team before going over to Paris with these games coming up. And so far, it's looked good with, being 3-0 in exhibition play. I've got no problem with it. It's got my stamp of approval.
Moser says Olympics isn't your job. The NBA season is. At the end of the day, he didn't make the cut, so focus on getting healthy and get ready to get back your job. So I can't disagree with that either. Voldy, I say since the people are in the chats, we might as well do a giveaway right now. How's that sound?
We might as well.
This is for the Tumbler. Now we're gonna do a question we asked previous of one Mitch. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's start off again with this. Here's the question, and this is for a MinneZona Tumbler now. In July of 2011, while playing for the Twins, what veteran slugger smacked a target field record 490-foot home run? And might I say, this was a absolute bomb that he he destroyed it. Blake asked, Hunter, ? No, it is not Torrey Hunter, but this, I'll give some people a clue here. He was only here for a couple seasons. So, or was it two? Or was it one? Voldy, do you know? Was it 1 season, 2 seasons?
Maybe? It was definitely more than 1 season.
Okay, so it was more than 1 season. Okay.
Let me look it up without giving it away.
So that's what we got. I'll say it again just so I know people probably hopping on. Yeah, he is a Hall of Famer, and
2 seasons.
2 seasons. Thank you. Okay. In July 2011, while playing for the Twins, what veteran slugger smacked a target field record 490-foot home run? He was.
I believe it hit one of the flagpoles, wasn't it?
Did he?
I think that's. Yeah, I can't remember.
It was that, but he smashed it. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, we'll give the zoners a couple seconds to figure that out. But I think I'm surprised because he's very similar, and without giving it away, kind of like a Nelson Cruz during that time, kind of. You know what I mean? Like he gave them that power to be able to, nail it. And he's, he's very well known within the baseball community.
Well respected individual. Yeah.
Moser says Mark McGuire. Final answer. Unfortunately, no. But
not so well respected, but yes.
We might give you it for the comedy to that. Don't know my Twins well, Blake says, but my second guess would be Big Papi Ortiz. No, because
too late.
Papi was here when it was the Metrodome. So, but this guy used to play for, at the time, the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox.
Played for the Dodgers. He played for the Phillies.
He
played for Baltimore. Okay.
Mikey Ryan says Jim Thome.
Yeah.
Jim Thome. There we go. And,
looky here. What's this?
Jim
Still
Thome.
Have this proudly in my
I'm
collection.
glad you have that because not many people. Yeah. Eric says Blake a real one, not looking on the Google machine. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey guys, we do appreciate that. So we do have the Tumbler going to Mikey for the Jim Thome. So we'll Mikey doesn't have that one yet, so that's perfect. So
no,
we still have everything else. Right. We just have 2 more left. We will do those here coming up, but let's go on to our next ARA Voldy.
Of course, with the wide receiver market in the NFL continuing to yield big dividends for those that catch those passes, one wide receiver is looking at possibly moving on from his current location, that being with the San Francisco 49ers and wide receiver Brandonaiyuk, as he officially requested a trade to start off this week from the 49ers, as he is looking at to maybe bolster his contract or maybe even look towards greener pastures. With the situation that currently is yielded by the 49ers, he will most likely play under or be under control of the franchise tag for the team under the next possibly 3 seasons. Of course, with Ayuk serving as an impact player, obviously he does he does catch a lot of passes, had a great couple of catches in the NFC Championship game against the Lions, but also does a lot of the work in the pass blocking game as well, with it being a very solid blocking wide receiver, but also still not afraid to obviously go out and catch passes as well. been back and forth with the Niners and obviously the Aiyuk camp as well. Him posting on social media of him saying that the team doesn't want him. He's talking with his old buddy Jaden Daniels, who's out in Washington right now with the football franchise in Washington. But there is still yet to be any set number or even negotiation for the Niners and obviously Aiyuk. The Niners did put out saying something in the last day or so, saying that they have no interest in trading him right now at this point, unless some sort of big happening does take place. My words, not the 49ers. They just said they have no business trading him right now. But is it absurd or approved? Could we see Brandonaiyuk traded by the 49ers at some point before the end of the current season?
Yes. I think there's a lot of bad blood right now between Aiyuk and the 49ers. It seems like he wants to be paid. And I just before the show, actually, I was watching a little bit of SportsCenter, and they had Booger McFarland, so take it for what you will with that.
Booger!
But he said that apparently that Aiyuk wants close to I did it again. Jets money. J-Jets says, well, let's do that. Just do J-Jets. Jets for the thing is, he's not a number one guy right now. They rely on Deebo. If you watch The Receiver on Netflix, Deebo Samuel and George Kittle are those two main options. And I don't think he liked that he's the third two option. He doesn't like that. And I'm sorry, you're not up to that level of Justin Jefferson, of a Deebo Samuel, of a Devontae Adams, or anything like that. Christian McCaffrey. And can't forget him either, too. I mean, they have a plethora of weapons. I will say Elijah Mitchell, I mean, even as backup behind McCaffrey. So he's going to get moved. Now, people are saying, trade him for, give Addison for Aiyuk. No, I don't think he wants to come here. Then he's behind Jefferson. And Hawkinson, I mean, it's when he gets back, but I just think I think they got to trade him. And I think you can get some really good value out of that by getting some picks, maybe even a player that you need on defense, offense. I think their offensive line's in the top for blocking, pass block, all that stuff. I mean, it's the Niners. they're quite good. So I think he'd be a big distraction here in the locker room too. So with that being said, Blake's on the right. I can't believe me and Blake agreed on something. I can't believe it. Got to dump him or he will be a distraction in the locker room. Absolutely. I mean, that's spot on right there. So I think, they're going to trade him. I don't know where. And to be honest, unless it could be, I'm just going to throw out a team. Let's just say
Carolina.
Let's go with Carolina. He's going to be behind Thielen. So, there's that. Much. Sure, just saying. I think Deontay Johnson's even on that team too. So stamp of approval. The Niners will trade Aiyuk before the end of the season. Voldy, what do you got?
Yeah, I think with Aiyuk and obviously the relationship with the 49ers, they always has been like, especially when there's been a little trouble in the waters when it comes to player team negotiations or, somebody's unhappy about something. They find a way to get things settled. I don't know what it is or what has happened in recent years to obviously facilitate all that, knowing that they got this good thing going on, obviously been to a couple Super Bowls under the tenure of obviously John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan as well. There has been ways that they've been able to make it through the murky waters of, players thinking they're worth more than their value or, looking at new contracts. I mean, they've taken care of Kittle. They've taken care of CMC. They've gotten and picked up guys out of nowhere like Brock Purdy. They've gotten rid of the dead weight that has been in Trey Lance and also in Jimmy Garoppolo in recent years. But for some reason, seems to draw a lot more attention, especially for a guy that has been quietly one of the consistent players on their team that, obviously week in, week out doesn't put up a lot of the huge gaudy numbers that you see out of McCaffrey or Kittle or even Debo as well. But he's still putting up numbers at the point that can, obviously be of good trade value. I don't see the 49ers really trading him before the end of the season. I just don't. I think they will ride out the season. There will be some sort of negotiation, a promise, some sort of deal under the table that won't be heavily talked about to say, hey, we're going to take care of you. We need you. Obviously, you're well respected in the locker room, trusted the offense, whether it be in the pass blocking, the down the field play, catching a ball off a defender's face mask for a near touchdown in the championship game type ability as well. I don't see them trading them just because of the nucleus that they do have, building off of that from last season and maybe even making that next step forward and hopefully winning a Super Bowl in the next season or two. Well, I would certainly hope, especially with these guys that they have that just continue just to put up even big numbers, regardless of the fact of what kind of offensive weaponry they do have.
True. Very true. But yeah, I don't know. I just think he might be a problem. And I think that's kind of, you don't want that. And, remember Deebo Samuel wasn't happy with his contract situation either, and they actually worked it out with him. Now the question is, can they do the same thing with Ayuk? So we shall see. Next one, Volley.
We head to the world of golf where conversations have taken place in recent announcements leading towards Team USA being led by Keegan-Bradley for the Ryder Cup that will be taking place on American soil. Bethpage Black Course that will be in Upper New York, coming in September of 2025, as Keegan-Bradley was chosen as team captain for Team USA, even though conversations quietly taking place that quite possibly Tiger Woods being a guy to be named, of course, as team captain for Team USA. That needs a little bit of a spark after a horrendous performance, to say the least, last year in Rome, as Team Europe took it right towards Team USA and all the fireworks, we'll say, that took place with Team USA, and not even the players on the course, with everything that happened and what we saw during the Full Swing docu-series on Netflix also. But you look at what Team USA really does need, and a player that was on that fringe last year that just didn't quite make the captain's cut, if you will, was a guy like Keegan-Bradley, who has been quite consistent in his tenure with the PGA Tour. But a lot of talk was, some talk was taking place that maybe even Tiger getting one last shot at it, even though he's at a stage in his career where he's going to play when he wants to, where he wants to. Maybe one last hurrah for Tiger. But is it absurd or proved? Can Team USA rebound in the Ryder Cup after last year's shellacking under the captainship of Keegan-Bradley?
Maybe. I don't know. They've been so outclassed and outplayed by Team Europe. Is it Team Europe or is it? Yeah,
Team Europe.
And it's like what do you have to do to play better? Well, that's all you got to do. You got to play better than them. And I hope they can, and I think they don't want to get shellacked again, and against Team Europe. I mean, a lot of eyes are on you. People are kind of looking, towards you for, or a lot of people are hoping that you can, but if you can't, then you're in trouble, right? So I'd probably say that I think it's got my stamp of approval. And the reason why I say that is because they don't want to have what happened to them happen again. And that's the truth of the matter. And it's kind of interesting to me how they went from, having Tiger, and they had success with Tiger as the coach and everything like that. Right. But going to Bradley, what can Bradley do that Tiger didn't, or what could Bradley do that some others haven't done in the past? That remains to be seen. So, in my opinion, I almost feel like it's Apologies, zoners. We got some extra. There we go. I'm back. We made it. We figured it out. Yeah, I'll give Bradley the benefit of the doubt. I think they're gonna rebound. I don't know if they're gonna beat Team Europe. They're stacked. I mean, both sides I feel like have some really good players on each. But yeah, I'll give it my stamp approval. Zoners, let us know what you think too. And the lines are still open. We might even go overtime. So hop on. We'd love to talk to you. So, Voldy, what do you think?
I think if we see anything, and what I saw, if you haven't seen season 2 of Full Swing, with Keegan-Bradley, there was that he did really play a lot better, knowing the fact that he was on that cut of quite possibly either making it or not making it with Team USA, being a captain's choice for then Zach Johnson, who was the captain of the last Ryder Cup in 2020. Let's see, that would have been 2023 with that Ryder Cup. I think if anything, we're going to see with Team USA after last year and getting taken out to the woodshed and sacrificing the Coliseum that is in Rome, I think we'll see a completely pissed off, angry Team USA. Yeah. We are going to see the reddest of necks in Team USA, and we saw with Patrick Cantlay, his whole showboating and obviously deciding whether or not, not wearing the hat of Team USA, saying that golfers need to be paid for playing in the Ryder Cup. We see prison Scotty Scheffler as well. We'll see Keegan-Bradley. We'll see some of these big names for obviously the American side of golf. Hopefully make that and take things personal. Jordan Spieth as well. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas as well. Those guys disappointed out last year and want to prove themselves worthy on a big stage, because a lot of guys, if they're not playing in the Olympics like they want to, a guy like Bryson DeChambeau as well, not getting the chance to play in the Olympics for Team USA, playing in the Ryder Cup is going to be that next biggest thing for them, and hopefully that will bolster a lot for Team USA and bring the juice to a point where we take Team USA obviously, push them forward and take Team Europe and send them back across the sea yet again with that Ryder Cup trophy in tow. So I think with Keegan-Bradley, he's going to show up and show off, saying that he missing out on last year was a huge mistake on Team USA's part, and he's going to shove it down everybody's throats, much to Team USA's liking with that win as well. So I think Team USA going to bring that dub on Bethpage Black in New York next year.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I hopefully USA, the whole deal. All right, Voldy, let's do our third giveaway. What are we giving away now?
Let's see here. Yeah, I think we should give away ourselves some sweatpants.
Yeah.
I think we still got a few pairs of those. Again, winter is coming. Could be 3 weeks from now. Could be 3 months from now. We don't know. Got to be ready nonetheless. But sweatpants are on the line here this evening.
Sweatpants are on the line, and we do have. Let's see. I got a couple in there. Since I did make the move, I did track to see how much we got, and we should have some for some zoners. And if it's not the right size, well, give it off to your significant other or someone else. I don't know.
You're getting free sweatpants. Deal with it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, this one I think this one's I would say pretty easy. So no pun intended. Who was named? And this is NBA now. Who was named NBA Rookie of the Year in 2016? Now, this athlete has been talked about a fair amount here on this show. And I wouldn't say controversial, but he's a good player. He's a good player. And we already have a winner. Yes, Blake comes out with Cat.
Nice.
That is correct. Karl Anthony Towns. So what I think we could do is we could actually, if whatever Blake wants, the Tumbler or the wait, he got the hat. No, who got the hat?
Yes, he did.
He got the hat. Okay.
He got the hat.
If he wants the hat, he wants the Zesty boy. That's good. That's true. There's been a lot of that going around with Cat. So Blake can either have the hat or if he wants the sweatpants, let us know. We can get that to you.
Either way.
So we'll make that work. And that goes for Stig, too, our guy Max Grabow. So, so our last one we will do after Shield Shoutouts because we got to do that. Yes. I'll swap to the sweats and to match the shirt if that works. Yes, we will do that for you.
That'll work.
We can do it. Just give us your size and everything like that. We'll be in touch. So no worries there.
Triple XL, perfect. We'll go with it. What you're getting?
I got
an XL.
I got some. I think I got some left over here, so I will figure that out with him. Anyway,
we'll figure it out.
We got our last one here for ARA Voldy.
So we head to the world of soccer because the world of sports has slowed down in the middle portion of the July calendar. Of course, the 2024 Copa America tournament did see a coming of the end in the semifinals that did take place at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami over the final that took place between Argentina and Colombia as fans swarmed on Miami Gardens, and obviously with the title to obviously get qualified for the World Cup, but bring home pride for another set of time for these nations in the Northern and Southern America countries between Argentina and Colombia. Argentina being the one that won that matchups 1-0. But we did see action off the pitch that took place with numerous fans that breached security checkpoints that were breaking through ventilation systems to come see the game and even breaking through escalators to the point where they were completely broken down and fans just swarming on to the point where security did nothing. Ticket takers really didn't do anything either. And just several, thousands of people saw that match, whether they had tickets or not. And then you even saw local police as well, having to check literally seat by seat, row by row to see if people had tickets and escorting individuals from the venue at the same time. Now, I don't know if you've seen any of the video or of the footage or photos that take place at the Copa America final in Miami, but with everything that's leading up to, obviously this being a testing stage, if not a jumping off point from this to the World Cup coming up in 2026, is it absurd or prove that major improvements and updates need to be taken ahead of the World Cup that will be taking place from this final that took place between Argentina and Colombia?
Wow, what a PG-13, but what a shit show. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's definitely lessons to be learned, especially when like you said, with the FIFA World Cup coming up here in 2026. The fact that they weren't able to, be ready for this type of, crowd and people getting in left and right, like that's insane to me. And knocking over checkpoints, knocking over security, and they're getting in without a ticket. I mean, there's probably people that bought tickets to that game and were looking forward to it, and then all of a sudden we got people just driving through checkpoints and knocking people over to get into the game. So I think Moser put this beautifully, I would say. Entry looked like a Travis Scott concert.
Ha!
It's true. I've been to a Travis Scott concert, and it gets rambunctious. It's actually, I enjoyed the concert, don't get me wrong. But
just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. So, yeah, they have to. I mean, they got to figure that out. They got to make some major improvements and updates because you can't have that happen again, and people probably lose their jobs if they don't figure that out. Because someone could get hurt, or even worse too. I mean, it's a bad situation altogether. So, I'd probably say stamp of approval. They gotta make something work, or else some people are gonna come after you, and you will be in big trouble. So, just saying. Voldy, what do you think?
I think it's hopefully not a microcosm of what is to come with the World Cup, especially given the fact that you see such large populations of people flocking towards Miami, and you saw in Charlotte, you saw in Houston as well, the turnout of fans from all these different countries. Hopefully things can be tightened up by the time we get to the World Cup and obviously the World Cup final in the next 18 to 20 months. There's certainly a lot that needs to be improved upon and taken place, but a lot of it comes down to just simple communication, because with CONCACAF, the governing body that did run the Copa America tournament as well, and then with the Miami facility as well that, that was hosting the final of this, there was a lot of finger pointing going on, but not a lot of answers being given, with obviously local police having to come in, the facilities people for the Hard Rock that will have to be making, various improvements and obviously updates. Just get ready for the football season coming up here in a month's plus time, 6-7 weeks, if you will, before kickoff of the Miami Dolphins season. There's a lot that needs to be improved upon. And you would certainly hope that with obviously FIFA being a much more tight-knit governing body, which is even funny to even say about with all the corruption they've had in the last 10, 12, 15 years, beyond that as well. It's hilarious to think about that even CONCACAF can't figure their stuff out with all these passionate fans. And I already even heard a couple things too, talking about how the likes of, culturally, like even showing up to games and just strolling into games is not really a big deal in, countries like Argentina, even Colombia as well. That's just a bit of a culture shock for those that maybe not even familiar with the game of soccer, and even with, these big tournaments that do bring out a lot of national pride for these countries as well. And a bad time for me to start coughing yet again. Hold that thought.
This has happened before, just saying.
A lot better controlled, but
yeah, true.
I mean, there just needs to be a lot better communication on all fronts when it comes to obviously something like this. And you would think by the time the World Cup comes around that things would be completely ironed out, much better security, much better facilities, maintenance, and management as well. So stuff like this doesn't happen again.
We shall see how that pans out, and if they can figure out how to communicate. That's the main thing. So, great job with ARA this week, Voldy, for our 200th edition here on this episode. Voldy, I just decided, since we got people on here, let's give away our last thing here. So, Voldy, what do we have to give out now? Oops, wrong.
Well, we do have limited supply of said items as well, and something I've been holding on to for a number of months, and something that I think we need to give away here tonight. Another limited edition hat. That is right. That is a MinneZona Sports Live Adidas hat there for you. Fitted hat as well, but we will be giving them away here for these great folks here tonight.
That is great. So I do have, I would say I do have a question out, but I feel like it's too, some of these can be too easy, but some of these no one's going to know, half these people.
Unless you really know,
Unless you really, really know. All right. Let's do this one. So go ahead, throw it in the chats. It's up for grabs. This one is, actually, yeah, let's do this one.
Do it.
You might appreciate this one, Voldy.
All right.
What Golden Gophers winger did the Boston Bruins select in the fifth overall in the 2006 NHL entry draft? You know who it is. I know you know who it is. It's actually pretty. I mean, if you watch the show enough, it should come pretty quick for you guys. So, just throwing that out there.
Just answer the question, folks.
Just
do it. 2-time Stanley Cup champion.
What Gophers winger did the Boston Bruins select 5th overall in the 2006 NHL entry draft?
NHL's Iron Man. I mean, just go ahead and answer.
Let's just say, I'll give a hint. He was mistaken for his, he misunderstood a question in an interview, and he said that he said,
"How's your breath?"
He said, "How's your breath?" And he's like, "Oh, it's that bad, huh?" And he's like, "I was talking about your
conditioning." Yeah.
Which
wasn't that good anyway.
That was an all-timer. Flurry, the flower. No, that is not right. So, on that one.
Did play for Pittsburgh when he won 2 Stanley Cups. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Played for
Pittsburgh,
Toronto,
played for Arizona. Never played for the Wild, though.
Never played for the Wild. Thank God. Thank God he did.
Sometimes the Wild will go after some of those golfers. I mean, think Brock Faber.
Faber.
Oh, we got our winner. Yes.
All right.
Kessel, Phil the Thrill.
Phil the Thrill, baby.
Kessel going out to Stig. Stig is coming home with not 1 but 2 giveaways tonight. So congratulations to Stig. Coolest Sportsman. We did a segment a couple of years ago that we just need to post because Max, he's. I want to give him credit where credit's due. He's not the most sports type of guy. He doesn't follow it as much as you and myself. But I did get frustrated. I did get angry. I will say, it's actually a really great segment. I will say, and it's laugh. I think I do have it. We will post it on our socials medias at some point here. It is a little bit older, but it was fun. We had a great time with it.
Was this pre-COVID when it was recorded?
Post-COVID, I think.
Post-COVID, okay.
Archives, yeah, right. You got to go to the archives. Archives buried. Yes, that's right. So we'll get that out. Voldy, you'll get a kick out of it too. So, yeah, we'll save it for another time. So, with it being episode 200, don't let it hit you on the way out. Yeah, that's just a teaser of what happened there. So we'll get to that. But with this episode being episode 200, that means that we have shield shoutouts. We have a special shield shoutouts for this awesome 200th episode. And here, let's get to Nick here. That was a very specific trivia question. I had to reword it into Google like 3 times until I got the right answer. At least you tried. I mean, at least you tried, Nick. So, and whatnot. And we appreciate those guys from Popcorn Bucket List, Nick, Dahlhoff, and Voldy. Who is it again? The guy that's his co-host? The Rhino, baby. Ryne Meyerberg, our guy. We love Rhino. We love what Nick's doing with Popcorn Bucket List, too. So, Voldy, I say we get it going. 200th edition here of Shield Shoutouts.
Shield Shoutouts.
All right, it is time for Shield Shoutouts. So, Shield, who are you shouting out tonight?
Of course, we do have to send a big shout out to our creative consultant, Mrs. Sarah Ann Toosvold, as she got a promotion this past week in her line of work, now as practice manager at Northway Eye Care in St. Cloud. So congratulations to her, the mother of 2 awesome boys, and also my wife at the same time. She does an amazing job at work and also at home at the same time. So a big shield shout out to her. We do have to send big shout outs as well to the likes of Red Sox center fielder, that being Jarren Duran, who was named All-Star Game MVP last night after hitting a 2-run home run to help the American League come back, of course, after a loss in last year's All-Star Game loss. The American League does notch another win. And we do, unfortunately, have to say rest in peace to a former Electric player, that being in the world of football, Ravens legend, Super Bowl champion, Jacoby Jones, out of the Chapa City, sadly did pass away this week at the age of 40. As Jacoby Jones, whether he played in Houston, whether he played in Baltimore as well, he was on the field. You definitely had to keep eyes on him, especially being a facilitator of offense and even on special teams, whether it be kickoffs or even punt returns as well. Had a kick return in the Super Bowl in that Ravens championship over the 49ers down in New Orleans. Sadly, rest in peace to Jacoby Jones. But we do also say big shout out to everybody who did tune in tonight for episode 200 of MinneZona Sports Live. For those that did play trivia with us, walk away with some prizes and chatted with us throughout the show. Certainly,
Bro, I've been here the whole time.
Hope that we were going to have a few more people, but you know what? Nonetheless, any face and any time that we did have was certainly well worth it. We say thank you to everybody who's been along with us from the very humble beginnings of myself in Aiken, in our first apartment in Aiken that we lived there for 6 months. You in Studio A down in Granite City, I should say Granite Falls. I'm in the Granite City right now.
That's right.
But, traveling anywhere and everywhere in between to make the show happen. Our live shows, our conversations, our interviews that we've had from everybody top to bottom, whether it been Troy Stoudemire, Will Rattel, Alex Koopminers, Eric Moser, DJ Vold, Double Trouble, everybody, Mitch Riibe, Mikey Ryan, and Ricky, Bobby, Tito, Martin, Jermaine, the whole Jackson clan, everybody in between. We certainly do appreciate everybody that's been along with us here along the way. Let's get it to 300. Let's get it to 400. Let's get to 1,000. I don't know. Let's start from here and get to episode 201, and that will do it for Shield Shoutouts this week.
Well said and well presented, Shield. Great job with Shield Shoutouts tonight, as always. And, I'm going to echo what Shield said. We started the show, let's see, January of 2020.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Of 2020. Sorry, I had to.
Pre-COVID. We beat COVID.
We beat COVID and then went through COVID and kind of did the show. So we really appreciate everyone who's tuned in, whether you've tuned in from the first or you just are tuning in and things like that. You guys kind of keep us going. And, we love sports. And, yeah, like Mikey said, there are times where people are busy. I mean, life happens, right? And people who tune in later, especially friends, family, everyone who has tuned in to the show, we try to make it fun. We try to make people interact. And if we disagree, it's not like we hate anybody, but unless you're infamous James. Just kidding. But the main thing is we enjoy doing it. The people who have come on this show have been fantastic, all the guests. And if you didn't make it for the 200th episode, just check the replay. We had a great time. Thank you to Moser. Thank you to Blake. Thank you to Max. Thank you to Mitch. Thank you to Mikey for taking the time and just chatting with us for a little bit before we move on to 201, because 201's coming up here, Voldy, and then we'll get ready for 250, then we'll get ready for 300. So we're going to keep doing this, and we're going to make upgrades along the way. Studio D is doing quite well, as you can see, so there might be different jerseys up there. Obviously, you got the flag. I'm a little bit too big, but it's such a great feeling for when people say, hey, I watched I didn't watch it live, but I watched it after, and you guys are doing, great job and everything like that. We love giving you the giveaways. And trust me, Voldy, we've been talking after the show constantly. We got more coming. We got more coming, my friends. So Blake says, I can't make it every week, but it's always a great time when I do. I appreciate that. We really do appreciate the kind words that people are giving to us. And we're going to keep doing it because we enjoy it. And Studio D is going to be pretty much a regular for a while. And we're looking forward to keeping this thing rolling. Granite City Studios as well. So that being said, that's it. That's what we got. But before we leave, we always do this. Now, we might have done the giveaways. People have won the giveaways, and rightfully so. But the good news here is that we also have merch that you can buy. You can get these bad. I'm telling you. I know it's summer out. I know it's July. Why am I wearing a quarter zip? I just needed to represent MinneZona. And the thing is that these are comfortable. Get ready for fall. Get ready for winter and everything like that. Oh, yeah, by the way, Voldy, these hats, and pardon my hair. I look terrible. But the camo hats, the 4th of July hats, still available, by the way. And Mets, I'll get you yours. You're a Packer fan, so you can wait. That being said, and I just moved in, so there's a lot going on here. But exactly. We got that. We got the shirts. We've got the sweatpants. We got the tumblers. We got the winter caps for you guys to get ready for winter. All that, the whole deal. The stickers as well. You'll be getting some stickers as well. And yeah, like we said, we'll get that to you guys, and we'll have more coming your way with that. But I recommend the Zona t-shirts. Very comfy. I wear it when I run my errands. Hey. Run your errands with it. Why not? Zap was worked out in it. Gabs has worked out in it. I believe Caitlin Toner, one half of Double Trouble, has worked out in hers. And, it's been a really great thing because they're 5 out of 5 stars. And the shirts are fantastic. I'm wearing it right now, actually. There we go. MinneZona, baby. We got it on. So I enjoy the shirts as well, and they are very comfy. So, shout outs to W2 Performance. Will Rattel couldn't make it this week, but he says, congratulations. We appreciate you, Will. Red Pepper, good times.
Hey, I'm coming up to Grand Forks here in a few weeks. If I don't see Will Rattel and we don't go to Red Pepper at least one time, we're going to have a problem.
We're going to have a problem. But before that, check out www.w2performance.com for all his stuff. Thank you to National Fleet Graphic, Ground Rental, Tyler Knudsen. And thanks to the victorious P.O.D, Tyler Hermann, Jack Vickers. Fantasy football is coming up. That's all I can say. Because we got some things in the works. Just saying. And make sure you check out TLS Performance, Troy Stoudemire Jr. And thanks to Troy, who came on almost 2 years ago now, I think. Wow. Getting close. And we had a great time with him. We got to have him on again. That was so much fun. And Popcorn Bucket List. Check out Nick Dahlhoff and our guy, Ryne, baby. Ryan Meyerberg, Omni Entertainment. He's back and going with the Popcorn Bucket List. They got episodes coming out each week, so make sure you check them out for all your movie needs. So, with that being said, Voldy, we have gotten to 200. We've been talking about it for weeks. It was an awesome 200th episode here on MinneZona Sports Live. We've definitely gone over our time thing here, but it was well worth it because the Zoners made it like that. People in the chat, people hopping on. We appreciate you, like we said before. And we're on to 201. We've got a lot of things coming up. We got the pick'em that's going to be coming up. We've got some other things in the works. We also have what was the other thing? There's something big coming up too. Training camp starts with our Minnesota Vikings. So there's going to be a lot of storylines. The Addison thing, JJ McCarthy, Jets, Justin Jefferson, the whole deal. So we'll be talking about that here coming up in these next few weeks. So with that being said, thank you to the Zoners. And as always, you guys know the deal. Here's to another 200 episodes. And remember, as always, folks, keep in the zone.
Holla.
Thank you for watching MinneZona Sports Live. Join us Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for live show broadcast. And as Voldy likes to say, follow us on all the socials medias.